Hey gang, I'm just going to create a quick little video showing you how to jump into our Cradle to Grave assignment. Just to give you an idea, so I'm going to do an example myself. This is one you can't use. So I'll just take you through how to do the assignment and all the different parts to it. So I'm going to add a response. Okay. So we can see here sort of what your screen's going to look like, and I'm going to go through and start to do the activity here. One of the things, my item that I'm picking is a metal straw. I like using these because I don't like killing turtles and fish and things like that with plastic straws. So we've bought a bunch of these in the Pilot household, and so I want to do a little bit of research as to what's going on with metal straws. So the first thing I did was I hopped on the old Amazon and I found a straw, some examples of straws. Now what you can do here is I like to use my snipping tool. So I'm going to take a picture of the metal straw here. There we go. And I'm going to save that picture. You could just, do a right click and grab it. So I'm going to call this metal straw, and I'm going to put this somewhere where I know. Oh yeah, workplace environmental science. Yep, that should be a good spot. Okay, now I'm going to go back. I'll just close that up. I'm going to go back into Seesaw, and now notice that there's this little camera button here. So if I click on that, I can upload a picture. And so I'm going to go up one folder and metal straw. There we go. And boom, I can place that, make it really big if I want. I could do that. Or if I don't like that, if I have the item with me, I can take a photo. And here we go. Everything. Oh, it's this camera here. So it's using a different camera. So here's the photo. And there we go. So now I've got my photo, and oh, I need to describe why I picked this item. So I'll go and add a little text. Nope. Want to move it. Oh, it doesn't like being moved. Okay, I'll start typing here. And I'll move it. Chose this item because I use it every day. Now I can probably, there we go. Now, I just made a really quick response there, but I'm going to add a little bit more. I use it every day so that I don't wreck my teeth, and I hate plastic straws. And again, if I need to, here, click away and try and paste it in there, try and find room for it. So there we go. There's the first item. So now moving on to part two. Now this one is a little more interesting. This one's going to take you some time, but you need to do research all the items that are in all the materials in your item. So I went on to the Google and I started research and I just typed in Google what materials are in stainless steel. So if I even go back, it'll probably was in stainless steel. So I found this page, British Stainless Steel Association. To me, this looks like a really good page for getting research. And so I'll go right here and I can see that stainless steel is an alloy of iron with a minimum of 10.5% chromium. And chromium produces a thin layer of oxide in the surface of the stainless steel known as the passive layer. This prevents any further corrosion on the surface. Oh, so that's kind of neat. So it's mostly iron, almost 90% iron, and some chromium. So those are two things I'm going to research. Now, there's more stuff in here: carbon, silicon, manganese, nickel, and molybdenum. For you, I would expect that you would go a little bit further and research these, but for this video, I'm just going to keep it simple. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to say, okay, so we've got iron. So we've got iron and chromium. And because I want to figure out where they are on the map, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little color. So iron is usually red. So I'm going to, oh, I changed chromium there. Oh, look at that. I did the thing I wasn't going to do, but that's okay, that works out. So I'm going to change iron to red. I highlighted it, change it to red. And chromium, I don't know what color, I'm going to make it baby blue. So by doing this, when I go to determine where they are on the map, I'll be able to highlight the countries on the map. I'll just move my little face here. I'll be able to highlight the countries on the map. So now I'm going to look up some facts. So the first thing I do is I ask the question, where is iron mined in Canada? And right away I found out that was, and I was like, woohoo, that's awesome. I'm really glad about that. So then I clicked on this link, Iron Ore Facts, and you know, this looks, again, Natural Resources Canada, really good, trustworthy web page. So I'm taking a look, and look at this. Most of the iron is mined in Quebec, some in Newfoundland and Labrador, and some in Nunavut. So I'm going to hop back into Seesaw, and I'm going to click on my marking, my pen little tab here at the bottom. And I'm going to grab the red color, and I get to highlight in Canada, but I'm going to be specific and say, okay, it's in Quebec and Newfoundland, and there you go, Nunavut. So I know where the iron is coming from. Now, if I'm not sure where Thunder Bay is, what I can do, I'll show you guys where it is. I'll mark it with black. Thunder Bay is right there, where I've marked in black there. So the iron would need to make its way all the way from Quebec to there. That's assuming that the stainless steel that I'm buying from is actually made in Canada. That'd be something else we could research a little bit further. But now I want to look at chromium. So chromium minerals. So I did a research. I said, where's chromium mined in Canada? And it wasn't. So then I had to go looking for it. So this is where I found. So chromium is chiefly mined in South Africa, Kazakhstan, India, Albania, and Turkey. So I went on this site. I'm like, mineralseducationcoalition.org. So I'm going to look here and start to go through and find out, do some research. So chromium is chiefly obtained from the mineral chromite. It's mined in South Africa, Kazakhstan, India, Albania, and Turkey. So now I go back to Seesaw, click on my pen little icon, and I go back to my color, and now I need to start looking for the different places where I can find this. So one of the places was South Africa. Now this map, it was one of the better ones I found, but it's not amazing. So what you can do is you can zoom in and try and find, and if we look, South Africa is right down there. So I can actually circle this right there. And India, oh, I see India right there. And Kazakhstan is right there. And Turkey is right there. So those are the different places where chromite is mined. And I'll just quickly, or chromium, sorry. Albania. Let's see if I'll be able to find Albania here. Albania. I know it's in this region somewhere. I'm having a hard time finding it, and that might be difficult when you go to do this because the map is only so good. So what you may have to do is do some other research and then go back to this map and figure it out. So there we go. I've identified my materials and I circled where they come from around the world. The next step is what I want you to do is each website I want you to copy and paste the link to it, and that way I know where you got your information from, and then I want you to tell me why it was trustworthy. So I kind of explained that already. So I just go up to the top, I hit Control C, that's going to copy this highlighted part right here. I go back into Seesaw, I grab my text, and I go, there we go. And maybe I'll change that to black. All right, and so I've got that there, and I can always click in here and do something like this. I found this website reliable because, and then I want you to add your thinking in there. I want you to do that for all the websites. For this second last page, describe how you go and use this item and what happens to it when you're done with it. Okay, so I know I use item. I'm just going to make this a little bigger because I'm making a paragraph here. I use this item with I use this item to drink soda and water and juices because it is healthier than not using a straw for my old man teeth. So now what happened? So now I have to do a little bit of research, and I did some research, and I just asked, can stainless steel be recycled? And right here, stainlesssteelworld.net, stainless steel, durable, sustainable, and 100% recyclable. So of course I'm going to jump into it. I'm not just going to look at this. I'm going to go into the website and see the specifics about what they have to say and who the author is and all this stuff, and do some more research on it. So then I go back and I can add to it when I can use these straws for years as long as I keep them clean. ... Sometimes Mr. Pilot's not the best with cleaning, but don't tell Mrs. Pilot that. All right, when I am done with them, I can recycle them in metal recycling. Now, this is about as far as I want to go. We will definitely jump deeper into what happens with recycling and all that. Maybe your item can't be recycled, and maybe it has to go to the landfill site. And if that's the case, I want to know what's going to happen to that item in the landfill site. Now, I can talk a little bit about that here. If metal is thrown into a landfill, it will, and here I'll have to do a little bit more research and find out what happens. Okay, so I hope you guys find this useful to help you navigate through this activity, and like I said, if you have any questions, always message me on Edsby.